Thanks for coming, Ed. So nice to have you again.
It is nice to be here, Paul.
Hey, welcome to the
He read the
March.
same article I did about how computers are now going to be writing copy.
March. Well, no, I saw that they had on the news the other day. They had a virtual newscaster anchor who was a duplicate of a real guy, but it was all computer generated. It was crazy looking.
Well, of course it is. But so are real people.
So anyway, this is the March selections for 2019, and Ed was kind enough to come, and he actually brought me a pretty good sample of some Pinot Noir from, was that Oregon? No, Russian River.
Russian River.
It was really good. So you might be seeing that soon in the Pinot Noir, Club Pinot Noir. I had French lesson this morning, Ed. Noir, Pinot Noir, okay?
Okay, how about older vintages from 40 years ago?
Les, because it's les o, is a vowel, you have to say that that's les older.
Les older.
So 40 years ago.
45 years ago.
We are, there are so many things going
ago.
on in this business right now. I can't tell you. It would be here forever. It's pretty incredible. But one of them is just some really fun marketing stuff, including the fact that you had conversations with Mike Krikorian from the LA Times, and we're trying to document my dad's story. But it just ties into the idea that no one else can say, 40 years ago we featured.
Right, and well, the story is not only the 40 years, but what was featured.
That's right.
I mean, come on. I tell people those wines that, they know the Wine of the Month Club because I've been associated with it for so long, but they go, nah, he didn't do a Grand Cru Burgundy for $6.89. Right. Oh, yeah, he did.
We did.
And 40 years ago, we did an Armagnac Gigondas.
A Gigondas. Armand Roux.
And it was not Armand Roux. It was like that. But I'd never heard of these guys, and the other one was Bellarbe Fumé Blanc, and that was in 79, and that means that it was about 10 years after the term Fumé Blanc was created by Robert Mondavi. And
so Gigondas, let's go back to that for a second. Being like the blockbuster wine from the Rhone, right? I mean, it's just like,
yeah,
shit at the pop. I mean, that thing is like sits in your mouth. I haven't had many lately. I haven't seen many of them lately. But when you get them, they are huge wines.
Well, it was great reading your dad's explanation of it too, because he really explained it very well. And it's right next door to Chateauneuf du Pape, which gets all the press and and all the credentials. But Gigondas is every bit as good as Chateauneuf du Pape, and sometimes
sure.
better.
More robust for sure. But I'm glad you brought that up, Ed. My dad's description. So I went through some of those newsletters from the 70s, just scrolling through, which you should take that disc today so you can scroll through.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'd love to.
And I'm looking at these brands that we've seen and come and go, and all of a sudden I stumble across Smith Eau Lafitte. So I send that 1978 newsletter from the Bordeaux to the winemaker who I just interviewed, who the current winemaker is, and the guy freaked out. And then I found a Bichot, a Burgundy house, Albert Bichot.
Right.
I sent that to them. They freaked out. So here are these wines, not only that we'd featured and that may still not be that popular, but I'm now conversing with the winemakers and the proprietors, and the history for them is amazing.
Well,
they're fascinated by that.
What I find kind of fun is I've gone through these newsletters myself many times to look for wines, and I'm reading it and I go, hey, this is pretty well written, and at the bottom it says written by Ed Masciana.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Because I had to remember which ones I wrote and which ones I didn't. No, applause, thank you.
No, laughter.
Oh, wasn't that funny?
All right, we'll see you on the flip side.
Hi, Raw.
Hey, welcome to the limited series for not June, what am I talking about? March.
I'll handle this. March of 2019. Hi, I'm your host, Ed Masciana. I'm with Paul Kalemkiarian, who doesn't seem to know what month it is. That's probably not all, but next.
Hey, we're a little punchy this morning because we've been drinking fruit punch that's been fermented. So I've got this book called Venom du Vin. And it's like Shortcuts on Wine. It's like your book. But it's just like right to the point, but it's a little more chemistry. It's not about making the winery and stuff or starting a winery, but it's a really interesting book. I'll give it to you when I'm done. Because it's really getting into the details, but it's bullet line item conversations. Like dun, 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 dun. And I just got at the Mediterranean lifestyle about it. But he was talking about, the phenols, which is also in olive oils, right? You get lots of phenols.
I believe
the
so.
Antioxidants, yes.
Antioxidants. You're also in blueberries.
Super duper, Ed. You're a super guy. You're a really interesting guy, Ed. That's seriously.
I'm trying to stay awake.
So we had the Denario Malbec in the Classic Series.
Mm-hmm.
And now here's the Reserve, which means it's been in the thing. Rio Negro and Patagonia. Now, Patagonia is an interesting place because that's where Mr. Piero Incenza is growing his Pinot Noir, which is really unusual.
Yes, very unusual. And I have yet to taste one that's any good. But, oh my, this is really an incredible bottle of wine.
Talk about Bordeaux-esque.
Very. Now, you tell me this doesn't smell like Cabernet.
Totally.
Okay?
And then taste it. You don't think it's some...
Well, you figure there's Cabernet in it, and there may be, but I don't know what the
Bordeaux.
laws are in Argentina. I think you can add different grapes and still call it the same grape.
What a great version of an aged Malbec.
That is absolutely spectacular. That really has some depth of flavor to it.
Well, you know what I like about it? Because the difference is it's been aged in oak, obviously, for a couple of years, probably. And it's not like jumping out of the glass as oak. It's just really soft. It's a very soft version of the one we tasted.
Well, but it's got some authority to it. This ain't no wimpy wine. You know, you ain't going to have this with your filet of sole and lemon butter sauce, okay? You're still going to need something hefty to go with it. You know, yeah, it's softer than the other one, but it's still got some depth and breadth to it. Magnificent. I love the balance.
I think a charred New York but rare.
Of course. How else would you do it?
I don't know.
Or duck confit.
Yeah, we had some duck. Where do we have duck the other day? It was really good. You're right, though. Duck would be really good with this.
Oh, I've had duck like 4 times in the last 2 weeks. This stuff is. I'm a 98 here, maybe 99. I don't know. 60, 99. That's a killer bottle of wine for that kind of wine.
You know what's interesting? Because even though it's a blockbuster and it's really big, you still want to taste it again.
Yeah.
You know, this is my thing, Ed.
What's your thing, Paul? Jeez.
As we peel back in our podcast, Wine Talks, and we peel back the charlatans out in the industry and the crap that's out there, let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
You're having a wine dinner coming up with your friends,
right?
Our friends James, and who's a
Richard?
Uniphile, and Richard's coming too.
Richard's coming too.
Wow! So
yeah, the whole gang.
These are all local Uniphiles and foodies, but die-in-the-wool guys, not nouveau guys, right? And you do that because you're going to make some nice food and meal, and you're going to drink some wine, and you're going to emote. Now, you're going to emote about the wine more than most people would, but when people just emote because they get together, their friends, their family, they have a glass of wine, and that's the experience, right? It's like the same idea when people come back from Italy and they go, "Get me a case of that Chianti I had when I was in Masciana," and then they go, "It doesn't taste the same."
Duh.
Because the experience is different, right? So wine's about experience, and it can't be the experience of wine is I got it so cheap, right? The experience,
of course not. No,
right?
No,
but that's what they're putting on the internet, Groupon.
That's true.
And you can't emote in this conversation with a nice meal with crap wine. You just can't do it.
No.
The emotion is, I can't finish this. Not, wow, what is this? Or in this case, we were talking about the finish and this complexity. That's what it's about, and people understand that intuitively. It's not something that they express necessarily, but they understand when they have a bad glass of wine or wine that is substandard, that it doesn't create any emotion.
Well,
and why Louis Pasteur and all those people
negative
quote it.
emotion.
It's got to be a positive experience, and that's what this company does, as opposed to, 12 wines for $60 on Groupon. You can't get it. You can't get that experience. All you can say at the party is, "I got this for $5."
Oh, it's not worth that.
That's a great experience.
Yeah. Next, our boys at Chacewater.
We come back to these guys every now and again.
Man, I tell you,
this is a serious.
I get tired of writing about them, but geez, the wines are good.
Seriously, glass of Zinfandel, and wow, it's got some character in it. Maybe because it's Lake County, which is it's the Sierra Foothills. No wonder. I wondered why it had a different character. It's got some chocolate in it. It's got some spice in the finish.
Excuse me, but Sierra Foothills is where Sutter Home made their first Zinfandel. Where
no.
Ta-da!
It makes sense to me now, because when I first tasted it, I go, it doesn't taste like Lake County.
1968.
You notice in the article, folks, go to punchdrink.com and you see an article about the Wine of the Month Club and our tasting regiment, and she writes, He'll taste anything and everything, including the crap.
She's effervescent.
And she says about one wine we tasted together that was from a competitor of ours that says it tastes like cardboard lathered with grape jelly.
Yeah.
But this, what I got out of this was, which you don't get a lot in Zinfandels, you get dark chocolate a little bit, and then this sort of clovey spice in the finish.
That dark cherry, that strawberry component. You know, a little bit of wood, some vanilla, a little spice. God, at $26, it's a great deal. At $16.99, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, amazing bottle of wine. $99 for me, at least.
It is a really good bottle.
Absolutely.
I'll go with 99 because you know what with Zin, it's not too opulent, it's not too acidic, it's not too everything. It's just good balance.
Well, that's true. It is good
And
balance,
it still carries the
it
structure.
It doesn't seem to have a lot of alcohol, which it probably does, but who cares? Okay.
Alcool.
All right.
What it is.
Sauvignon Blanc.
It is 15-1. So. Alcool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Chile.
Ed.
We've done these wines before.
Leyda.
All right. I have a little Sauvignon Blanc story I got to tell you. You know, Brian Babcock made his first 11 Oaks Sauvignon Blanc in 1987, and he only made 30 cases, and in '88 he made 300, and I bought 50 of them and sold them all in a month. It was one of the most heralded Sauvignon Blancs in California at the time. Well, being friends with Brian, I once told his mom 5 or 6 years later, gee, I have all of the 11 Oaks Sauvignon Blancs except one, which was the '87. And she sent it to me.
Oh, come on.
And we had it a week ago.
Really?
A 1987
Come
11
on.
Oaks Sauvignon Blanc. We had it next to 2002 Ravenau Montetonnery Premier Cru, which
What?
sells for $350. The 11 Oaks blew it off the table.
Come on.
I'm serious. Everybody that was there goes, I cannot believe what I'm drinking.
That's
the
great.
wine had fruit. It had structure. I texted Brian, and he was flabbergasted. He said, "You got to be kidding!" No, I'm serious. Oh,
That's good stuff.
Oh God, is that good?
This is one of the best Sauvignon Blancs I've ever had. I mean, seriously. Who is this? Winebridge? Winebow.
For me, Sauvignon Blanc from Chile is like Malbec from Argentina. You just can't get a bad one.
You know,
They're just
I think
some
you can,
are better
but
than
this,
others.
this one says, and this is exactly what you're tasting, is cool, coastal, Chilean. So it's a cool climate. It's on the coast. You get a little savoriness to it.
Well,
And
okay.
It's not, but it's not. There's a different. The grapefruit component is different than other grapefruit components.
It's not that much grapefruit. It's more stone fruit than grapefruit.
Yeah, it is. Stone
But
fruit.
this wine, this is absolutely stunning. I mean, this is absolutely stunning wine. Can I give it 100? Can I give it 100 points? You know,
It's as close as you can get.
it's about as I've never tasted a better Chilean Sauvignon Blanc than that. I'm
that
not
is.
gonna compare it to white Bordeaux, okay? Because
You can't.
No, you can't.
not fair.
But for Chilean Sauvignon Blanc, I don't think you'll ever taste a better one. No. Was that an Amber Alert? Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That is one of the best Sauvignon Blancs I've ever tasted.
Me too.
And you can get it more for $12.99. Make that $100.99.
Can I get some? No.
No, you can't.
You know, the only way I'm going to get any wines from this
We
guy is
actually
to
drank
become a
that-
member.
We drank that in the wrong order because this is going to be a lighter, easier, more feminine wine.
Well,
But that's
whose
okay.
fault is that?
That's okay.
Okay, I mean, don't look at me.
They get both. That doesn't really matter. But
Right. Well,
Oh, this is a pretty good nose, though.
that was beautiful nose.
One of my favorite things in the wine business, particularly as a group of wines, is indigenous indigenous Italian whites. And Vermentino's not that rare, but it's just not drunk a lot, and this is really a great example.
Yeah, there's a few guys making it in California, but the Italian versions pretty much supersede anybody else, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is quite nice. This is absolutely delicious. And this is from Tuscany.
And that's another weird thing, right? It's usually Trebbiano from there, but you get some Vermentino.
Well, everybody does everything, you know. It's Italy.
You know, I get that.
What laws? We don't got no laws here.
It's an old world nose for whites, which I really appreciate. You have to be careful it doesn't turn to oxidation, but
Yes, very, very good. Very good. We are very happy. We're bitty happy. And so I'm at a 98 on that too. So that's our
I'm trying to find that flavor profile, and it's still there. It's like 30 seconds later. I still taste this wonderful component.
Yeah, it's almost like a banana cream pie.
I'll go with banana.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're pretty good, Ed.
Reminds me a little bit of Pinot Blanc, which has that banana, especially when you blend it with Sauvignon.
Ah, that's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for my next trick, and that.
Let's competing sound machines.
Opposites attract. And there we have it. Don't do that to my wine.
Cheers.
March 2019, limited series.